If you're like me, a lot of events of the second Trump clown show have you asking how America has fallen so far as to produce a generation of young people who don't know that it is morally wrong to be the fascist foot soldiers of an authoritarian regime. Part of the answer is we have allowed a two-tier lower class to form in this country in the form of police favoritism and police considering themselves above the law. Even fairly good departments are mired in this, and there is something that you can do in your community to help curtail the spread of fascism and limit the very real impression people have that cops are holding themselves above the law. And what am I talking about? Well, the first practice is taking bribes. And by this, I'm not talking about big bribes from mob bosses or the kind of things you see in movies and that we would all recognize as police corruption. I'm talking about very small, casual corruption, which results from business owners being allowed to provide free meals, free tickets, free parking, things like that for police officers. And many police departments that are otherwise trying to be ethical will justify the acceptance of these freebies by teaching police cadets that if the business owner is doing it in order to get free security, well, then that's a bribe. But if they are just expressing the outpouring of gratitude and love they have for people who wear uniforms and carry pew-pews, well, then it's fine. And it's okay to take the free meals and so on and so forth. Just don't abuse it. Right? So cops, as a practical matter, in many of our communities are going around all day long eating and drinking coffee and having other snacks for free. And this helps make a police officer's life better. It also gives them the impression that they are, unlike other people, don't have to pick up the tab. And in fact, I have even seen officers surprised when they were given a tab for a meal. They're surprised because they think they're above all that. And the department allowing this practice is what gave them that impression. What's the other thing they do? Well, they don't ticket one another. How do they justify that? They teach police cadets that the purpose of a traffic ticket is to teach the public, right, how to drive. The police officer already knows all the rules of driving and knows how to drive. They just had a momentary lapse. It doesn't require the education that the ticket provides, so you don't have to ticket the fellow officer. That's what they tell each other, and that's why an ethic forms where you don't ticket a fellow officer. That becomes you don't tell on a fellow officer, and before you know it, officers are allowing one another to get away with anything. And this provides this pervasive form of corruption that forms the foundation for fascism. You can fairly easily put an end to it, though, by finding out whether your local department allows these two practices and then confronting and publicly complaining about them. No police chief in America is going to stand up in front of the public and attempt to use these mental gymnastics to justify their policy that allows officers to accept free meals and to decline to write one another tickets. Everything in America would change for the better if police were not allowing other policemen to drive poorly.